means that the force physics or potential.
Kept finding a 2v1 here onto Skriky, and Revived just pushed back into the building. This is going to be a first cap for Insomnia.
Yeah, Revived, it wasn't a clean 2 versus 1 because Linz was actually contributing the Guardian Shield for the Star-Lord. However, like you said, Insomnia have direct presence in the 2 versus 1 and pass.
Skriky just reigns above it all and rains down so much damage, but the resurrections are good from Nocta, relaxing the sky, making sure that everyone who gets revived is going to be fully HP'd up as well. It's a big overlay of these strategist ultimates from Insomnia, using all 3 of them at once, including Line Pro having to move over towards the damage boost at the Fate of Both Worlds. But in the end, a huge resource gap means a huge victory for Insomnia.
For peeling off the monstrous Hulk from coming out from Passivo, but Insomnia just take a step backwards and disengage.
Yeah, Dominate just purchases the high ground here with their ultimate, nothing more than that. Passivo looking to get in on top of this. Hela stunned by the Soul Seeker already. Line Pro's down, Nocta too. It seems like with very little invested, Revive's and that's Nocta going to take forever to re-engage here. It seems like Revive finally have everything they need, and Insomnia just going to take too long to respawn, so it's going to be a first cap.
Revived are able to set up the portal and also hold on to the Eternal Bond so that they have...
Blocked out by Rifle and their shield of a Seraphim as Line Pro just drags everyone forward. 3 players grabbed into the strangling prison. Is a Revive ready? Nocta, I believe, just hovering around, looking to resurrect themselves and use the Karmic Revival. Here comes the second phase of the fight, and already some good damage has been done by Twitzy. Passivo moving on forward, catches Rifle out of the air, and indestructible. Okay, in comes the Horn of Proteus, stuns Rifle down onto the ground. The follow-up's not quite going to be there, but it does mean that Dominate's going to fall through the cracks finally forever. Finds their target, and Linz for disengagement is not going to be on the table. Do you think that maybe this is a slight overinvestment?
Oh, the stagger. Oh, the stagger.
Oh, this is going to be brutal. Goodbye, Wasabi. Eaten up.
That is a very long wait, and that's really bad news for Revived because potentially they could have taken that fight.
Skriky and Lings re-enter the fray, as that's going to be a big shield coming through. Unbreakable Guard stops for damage of the Horn of Proteus. Dominate falling rather low, but still, it's going to be Hulk taken down into Bruce Banner form first, which is still getting some value here out of a Monstro spawn, but Revived are trying to turn it around once again. Nocta read it like a book, though. 3 resurrections off the bat straight away. The second phase of a fight has only just begun, and Revived still haven't found themselves early control. Twitzy around the...
But Twitzy's still holding on to...
Yeah, Twist is going to come back in the middle of the fight as well, so might not be as accounted for. Already the Soul Bond given on over. Forever punished for exposing themselves to the opposing EMEA. Rifle's going to be in big trouble. In comes the Horn of Proteus, and it puts Adam Warlock down on the floor, and that's an opening for Nocta to get themselves a double. Passivo's turn now, rolling in with a big old slaps. The backline is taking so much to try and stand up to this pressure, and they're getting blasted away from the remainder of Revived as well. Dominate finds himself overexposed, and Insomnia flip the point and claim the map.
See, Insomnia, I was telling you before the broadcast began how much impressed I was by this team when I saw that MLC run, because they were really one of the first teams that I've seen taking advantage of the sort of the entirety of Revived's team in half, which Passivo then on that Hulk has all of the mobility to be able to punish and chase up on.
Bit of Pavlovian conditioning being leveraged by Insomnia. And well, as always, as the Vanguard shill, I'm very impressed with Passivo over here on the Hulk. Just great mechanics in the ultimate. Check out that free disengage as well. Just really good stuff. We have some
Trapping section as a top of the goddess boost supplied by
just about escapes, but many members of Revive not quite so lucky. Half the time bank gone, Mox, and no one from Insomnia has fallen down yet.
If you're wondering why Forever has 180 and is just taking all this damage, it's deliberate to start regenerating ultimate charge for Insomnia's strategists now that they've burned one of those ultimates.
A disengagement potentially here from Insomnia, maybe believing that they can get Nocta back in time and fight this 5v6 in the meantime. An overextension from Revive could prove truly ruinous, or maybe forcing out an early ultimate could be everything. Instead, it's going to be a big investment coming through. Sonic Seduction from Twitzy as Relaxing the Sky find themselves absolutely sieged down by the Moon Knight, and the Yonk gets healed up rather quickly.
Further away from the objective rather than getting to play on it. which would have potentially allowed Revived another body, an extra bit of time to maybe have someone else and then keep the fight going until they could find a win condition. When I said that Insomnia are impressed in terms of being able to adapt into everything that is expected, like the set rules that we have for Marvel Rivals of the meta coming in, that's what I'm talking about, right? They had the spawn hold, but they also showed an unbase to be able to give this up from. And unfortunately, they've already had all of that space taken away from them because of the fastball pressure from this Wolverine. The Vanguards have absolutely no answer but to give up space and backup because they already lost that Invis woman and they were waiting for the BRB to bring her back into position. And this is just Revive taking space further and further away from the objective. And Harry, they're running out of space left to give.
Thor supremacy continues. Just getting shift after shift, being able to mess around the positioning of those Vanguards is everything. Revived, even with the...
Find a pick onto the Invis woman, which was a whole chain reaction, because not only do you lack so much sustainability in comparison to the other team, you also lack force physics, which are being used to keep a check of the Wolverine. So the Vanguards, when they were backing up, they knew not only were they missing sustain with...
Really was seemingly integral to the overall the overall efficacy of this roster, but I think that keeping Passio and Forever together has been incredibly important, and bringing in someone like Line Pro with that leadership and oversight for Insomnia really has been good.
Which means it's been a race for a lot of these
finals, now into stage 2 with a whole new roster.